What's up, everybody? We're back here at IGN Live with a very special end to the show. Actually, on day 3, I have none other than David Jaffe, and he is back with Twisted Metal, which I was totally stoked to see at the press conference. So we just got some questions for you, man, and I think everyone's excited to hear what you have to say about it. So for starters, I mean, yeah, how many years has it been since we've seen this?
Well, the last home console Twisted Metal was 2001, so about 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it seems too long for me, because I love that game.
Yeah, well, I had stuff to do. The other team has, you got to kind of get a break from it. But it's, we got back together. We formed this company called Eat, Sleep, Play. We teamed up with Sony Santa Monica, and we're like, well, what's the next thing we want to do? And, you get PlayStation 3, and it's like when you first have the idea for a game, this was back in 95, you have these spectacular images in your head, freeway chases and helicopters and semi-trucks and motorcycles and sports cars racing through suburban neighborhoods, destroying homes. And you can only go so far on PS1. And then PS2 comes along and it's like, oh my God, we've got our vision. And then you start to realize you're never going to get that vision in your head, but every successive hardware launch, you can get a little bit closer. So when we came back together, it was like, oh my God, we can take Twisted Metal to the next step and continue to get close to that fantasy we had in our head, back in 94 when we first conceived the project.
Sure. And real quick, because we only have you for a few minutes today, but give a quick history of, the games that you've worked on up until now.
Well, let's see. I started with a game called Mickey Mania, which was a Sega Genesis game. Then I did Twisted Metal 1, Twisted Metal 2, Twisted Metal Black, God of War 1, Calling All Cars, and then this one. I've worked on a bunch of games in between, sort of as a creative director, executive creator, blah, blah, blah. But those are sort of the main games that I've either directed or co-directed.
So the point is, if you don't know him, the question is why. And the name of your newer studio is?
Eat, Sleep, Play.
Great. All right, so tell us what is new, or just all about Twisted Metal.
Well, if you don't know what Twisted Metal is, it's vehicle combat. It's like a fighting game in cars. So the way we talked about it ages ago, we said it's kind of like Mortal Kombat meets Unreal Tournament in a car. So it's like I said, semi-trucks, motorcycles, sports cars with flamethrowers, machine guns, Uzis. What's new about it, we've added helicopters, we've added flight to the series for this time, first time. But what's really new about it for us is we're bringing it online. We've got a lot of really cool modes. We're bringing class-based and team-based play to it to an extent. I mean, it's still, at its heart and soul, it's still a fighting game in vehicles, but we also wanted to bring a really strong team aspect to it, more strategy, more tactics. All of the vehicles have sort of a primary attack that functions as an offensive weapon. And then they also have the ability to kind of play these more team-based modes. So a helicopter can come in, lower a magnet, lift one of his buddies up and take him to health and safety. You've got to drag people behind your car and sacrifice them to missile launchers to launch missiles into these giant statues that hover above the ground. It's just kind of mixing the kind of twisted, I always think of it like what I used to draw on my margins of my 14-year-old notebook in junior high, that kind of just over-the-top heavy metal magazine vibe with kind of team-based online play. It's kind of the high concept.
I think we got a lot at once there. If you had to pick out like one thing though that you want to tell everybody about the game that, or what you've had the most fun with so far, what is that?
I'll tell you what. Okay, how do
He's pointing at the Sony booth, which is right here, by the way.
Yeah, because they're playing Twisted Metal over there. I saw people all through the show getting into chases and getting into relationships, fighting each other. And I love online games, but the problem I have with online games are, unless you're really, really good, you take a step around a corner, you get shot in the head, you're dead. Start again, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And you got to work really hard to get good at those games. Twisted has a lot of depth, a lot of skill to it, but I love the fact that in our game, we're really trying to bring that kind of split-screen gameplay mentality into an online game. So you can kind of have that camaraderie with your teammates and with your enemies, and it's not just kind of like a really quick dance and then somebody dies. You can chase guys, they can get health, they can turn the tables on you. You go racing for a great pickup weapon, whoever gets it chases the other guy. It really kind of feels like a dance more than just a 1 or 2 hit and you're out of there.
Very cool. Well, we got to go, but give us a release date, a window. When's it coming out?
2011 sometime. We're trying to figure out exactly when based on I want a lot more time. Sony didn't want to give us a lot more time. So, but we're with Sony and we have a great partnership with Sony, so I think we'll find the perfect release date in 2011 sometime.
You guys got a great track record, so I have no doubt you'll get the time you need. All right, that's it for the show today. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon, Mr. Jaffe.
All right, thank you.
And there you have it, everybody. IGN's E3 live show for 2010 has come to a close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, developers, for showing off your games to us. And thank you to YouTube for your awesome hosting abilities. Also, a huge thank you to the live show crew. You guys are freaking awesome. I'm Jessica Shobot, and don't forget to check out e3.ign.com for all the latest news from the show. We will see you guys next year.